Let's get right to it, okay? Our very first presenter is David Carr, Distinguished Toastmaster. He is a writer, editor, and digital consultant who led Online Presenters Toastmaster to charter in 2017. The digital marketing tools he has used effectively are available to all clubs through his domain, toastmost.org, a website hosting service that offers a modern, mobile-friendly website design and tools for club and member productivity. David will present Toastmost software, which will show us how we can turn our club website into a more powerful and recruiting machine.
Thank you, Lois. Yes, indeed. Your club website can be a more powerful digital marketing and recruiting tool than it probably is today. If I can find the right screen. Okay, there we go. So this is a website. Lois was president of this club at one point. When people would come to us, they would say, I saw your website and I was so impressed. But it used to look like this. It was the standard web page. To move to a more full-featured website, we moved to WordPress, which is a web publishing platform that can be extended, and we've extended it for Toastmasters purposes. The current Club Awesome website emphasizes the fact that we're now meeting virtually and shows you lots of things about why this is a club that you should come and visit. And we have the registration function, similar to what you use to register for this conference. We want to give the VP of membership a lead, somebody that they can follow up with. And we also email off a copy of the confirmation message that has our Zoom link and directions to our physical meeting place. For members, we want them to come in and sign up for roles. So we have that functional side too. If you look at the Online Presenters website, it's sort of a similar layout, but it has all these great workshops that we've presented so that you can come in and see our blog post about hybrid meetings and how to organize them. And it turns out that if you Google hybrid Toastmasters meetings, well, we come up on the first page, both for the YouTube video, which links to the website, and the website blog, which embeds the video. This is all available to you through toastmost.org. So you register, you fill out a simple form, and you'll get a starter website that looks something like this, with a big dramatic photo up top and room for you to spread out, for you to tell everything about what makes your club special. So this is a lot of boilerplate content just to get you started. What you're going to want to do at some point is customize this further. So Nick, when he was starting Digital Communicators, came up with this NASA photo to feature up top that kind of follows you throughout the website. And you can choose between several different designs. These are actually standard WordPress designs that have been customized and approved by Toastmasters International for the use of their logo and the colors and those things. So you can try a few of these on for size, sort of see how it looks wrapping around your content, what you want to present about what makes your club so awesome, so fabulous. And when you find one you like, you can confirm that and publish it and customize further from there. Now, what you put into the site is probably the most important thing. Your message about what makes your club special, your text, your links, and we can add other kinds of content blocks too. So we have a heading that we can enter. We can add an image. We can add video. Video is very easy to add, particularly YouTube video or Vimeo video. You can just basically copy and paste into this editor and it'll set it all up for you. Also, I've worked on allowing you to customize just the colors of a paragraph with Toastmasters brand manual colors. So we can go with the true maroon text, or we can go with the happy yellow text and make true maroon the background. So this is a way of keeping you out of trouble with the Toastmasters brand police. Also, when you edit your agenda, we use the same basic model, except we have special components that you use to set up the different meeting roles and to decide how much time will be allocated to each of those roles. That's a longer presentation. I'm doing some work with districts right now on district websites and also getting districts to sponsor club websites if they're interested in doing that. And I wanted to show you also that these designs adapt to the size of a mobile phone when you want to view it on the phone. So we can browse through our club website. We can browse through our district website. And the content is viewable. We can go in and we can look at the leadership directory in a mobile format. And I'm piggybacking on a lot of things that the WordPress community has created with just a little bit of customization for Toastmasters purposes. Well, actually a fair amount of thousands of lines of codes of customization.
All right, David, thank you so very much. I have to tell you, I do belong to 5 clubs. All 5 of my clubs use toastmos.org. I'm putting in a plug for David, and they all look different. So I encourage you to reach out to David. He put his information in the chat, and we will also share that later with you. Let's get to our next speaker, Jay Ligna. Jay is a self-declared Toastmaster junkie and a member of Netizens Online. As an 8-year Toastmaster, he is in 4 clubs and close to finishing his 3rd DTM. Jay loves to give to Toastmasters because Toastmasters has given so much to him. Jay will be presenting Miro, an online collaborative whiteboard platform. Take it away, Jay.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. And as on cue, my tech messes up and my video is a little too wide for my screen. Anyway, it's my honor to introduce to you this tool that has greatly improved the way I prepare and present speeches online. One of my favorite ways to organize a speech we learned about in David's talk is sticky notes. I would have a topic for a speech, write down all the ideas I can on separate sticky notes, spread them out on a desk, and I could organize them in that way, develop a storyboard for my speech. The problem is I would end up with sticky notes all over the place. It wastes paper. They're small, but it still wastes paper. I would want to save them, so I would end up piles of sticky notes. And then I discovered this tool, Miro. This is an online collaborative whiteboard program. If you imagine being in a conference room, you have the whiteboard, everybody's collaborating, drawing on the whiteboard, putting ideas back and forth. This is what this tool does. It has a lot of uses, but I'm going to show you how it helps me with my speech preparation. First, we have the ability to add sticky notes, just like I did in real life on my desk. I could add as many sticky notes as I need. And then I could draw lines between them, connections. I could even group them together and move them together. What a great tool. I end up with a storyboard that looks something like this that I can use during my presentation. This is the talk I gave in the breakout room yesterday. Many of you missed, so don't try and get it from my notes here. This is just an example of what it looks like. By the way, this tech tip is free. I use the black background so it doesn't reflect in my glasses while I'm looking at my notes and the camera at the same time. But Miro has so much more. Over here on the left, you can see what the tool board looks like. Down here, it has frames. You can draw a frame, any size. The frame looks something like this. And now I can add elements to the frame. And create a slide. Does this look familiar? There's a slide. I get many slides, and it creates a presentation slideshow. Now in Miro, you could go into presentation mode and flip back, and over here on the left, you can see all the different slides in the main slide. Does this look familiar? If you're used to PowerPoint or any other slide presentation software, it looks something like this. Then what you do when you're sharing on Zoom, this is the screen that you see when you share on Zoom. You click on the Advanced tab here, you share a portion of your screen, and you draw it around your frame. Then you go into presentation mode. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up this shares portion so you can see my entire board here, what it looks like. Here you see the frames on the left. This is presentation mode down here. You can go in and out of presentation mode. When you're out of, you notice the frame doesn't actually change. And flip back between my slides here. When I go out of presentation mode, I have my tool board here. I could add sticky notes live. I can add arrows to point to things live. I can also add text live. All of this I can do live while I'm presenting. You can also collaborate with your friends or your colleagues, and they can add the elements for you, so you're not stumbling around while you're presenting, sort of like I'm doing now. I'm going to zoom out of this a little bit so you can see what the entire storyboard looks like. So this is a great tool, Miro. They have a free version. There's also a paid version. I absolutely love this tool. It's got so many uses. If you know about Miro and use it for your career or any use, put in the chat the uses that you get out of it so that everybody knows the great versatility of this tool.
Thank you so much, Jay. And if you could put your contact information in the chat so people can connect with you. I'm going to tell you, I signed up for Miro immediately after I saw Jay's presentation, and I really enjoyed playing around because I love the sticky note part. Our next presenter is Jim Gould from Online Presenters. He is the technical guy for Geeks on Tour since 2006. He's responsible for producing What Does This Button Do? A regular live online webcast with over 200 episodes. Jim will be presenting OBS, free software for adding professional polish to online presentations and recording. Jim, looking forward to it.
Excuse me. Thank you, Lois. And it's great to be here. This is a wonderful tool here that I'm going to show you. Now, OBS, it stands for Open Broadcaster Software, is free software that you can use to take your presentations to a higher level. And that's kind of what we do. My wife and I present a live webcast called What Does This Button Do? Where we actually teach, and we do that in a 45-minute show. To do that, I needed some tools to help this thing work. So what I did is I got OBS. Now it is free, it's made for streaming, and it is made, and it's great for recording too. The big thing that we use it for is its virtual camera. So it's available for Windows and Macs, and even Linux. A virtual camera is software that allows users to use all of your computer resources in the video call instead of just your webcam or switching back and forth. That can be annoying. You can put a lot of stuff in here. In Zoom, you can choose one camera at a time. You can choose a webcam or maybe your laptop cam. We have a document camera that we use to teach. This points down at usually a smartphone, but sometimes a tablet. So we want to have all of those tools available to us when we present our live show. Okay, so one thing at a time. You can either, in Zoom, you can have the document camera showing here, or you can have the main camera showing there. A virtual camera will combine all of these multiple sources in one and make it easier to put together a professional presentation. Okay, the scenes are how you create in OBS. You create a scene and then you add your tools to it. You can add slides to it, you can add images, and you can make cool transitions. And then you have a wonderful new tool. This is kind of what it looks like. You'll see here a page where you can have all of your sources. The sources that are available to you, you don't have to use them all. I use different cameras, and I use different images, and I use the slideshow to put up at the same time. And you're not stuck with one type of slideshow. You can put multiple images in there, and you can run it that way. The cool thing about OBS is that all of these tools are what Zoom sees at the other end. You can do some really cool things with OBS. It is Open Broadcaster System. So I usually put in my main camera that's up here, but I can also choose other cameras and I can move things around while it's happening. So I can take myself and move myself around during the show. It can be really cool. I can switch back and forth, left and right, and I can have all of these things set up on hotkeys so that I can move them around regularly. OBS is a tool that really makes your presentation much more compelling if you do it right. OBS software, Open Broadcaster software, it's free. Check it out. I'll put some links down in the chat, and we can put that together. If you have any questions, you can get a hold of me. I'm Jim at geeksontour.com. Back to you, Lois. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. I'm looking forward to getting all your contact information in the chat. You make it look so easy and incredibly professional. So I know quite a few people are going to be downloading that software by the time they end our show today. Let's go to our next presenter. Isn't this amazing, right? You just want to do all of this. Our next presenter is Mar Cano from Digital Communicators. She is experienced on multiple educational ecosystems around the world. She promotes sustainable transformation and change in education to boost quality, learning, environment, and opportunities where everyone can thrive from a humane approach. Mar will be presenting Prezi. This is software we can create inspiring and creative visuals that support your oral communication to interact with your audience. Please help me welcome Mar.
Thank you very much. Fellow Toastmasters and from undistricted and districted clubs from all over the world and wherever you're connecting from, have you ever dreamt of going live within your presentation? Yeah, you heard that right. Going live within your presentation. That's it. Today, we'll be able to learn from different apps and programs as you've seen so far. Each of them can be used for different or similar purposes. I'm Mar Cano, and as a Techie Toastmasters, my suggestion for you all would be, first, try them all for free. Then choose Then feel free to feel what it's like working with them. And third, finally, choose the most suitable ones for each purpose. Fellow Toastmaster Americano, well, you may be wondering at this point, we are curious. What software are you using? Well, Lois Marconi already told you. So let me share with you my secret. Aloud, it's not a secret anymore. I'm using Prezi Video to create inspiring, engaging visuals in a few minutes, then appear alongside them to present. And it's a great tool to easily and engagingly keep the personal connection in remote meetings or classrooms. And you can record to share later or go live with your favorite video conferencing tools. Would you like to learn how to do that in a simple way? Let me share the basic steps to get started. Are you ready to take notes? First, let's create a Prezi account, and I'm going to share it here with you in the chat immediately, so you can start having a look at it and miss the presentation. Second, download the Prezi app on your device, PC, laptop. Although I recommend this option, you may also want to use it directly online. Third, create the content of your presentation, get ready. And finally, choose how to present. Video conferencing on Zoom, like now, WebEx, Teams, Meet, Slack. Or you can also record yourself personally, especially as Toastmasters. Recording our video is a great option to rehearse and practice over and over again till we are proud and confident to go live. Let's focus on how to create our presentation in easy steps. Let's start by creating the content. First, we add the slides. Second, we add text. 100 characters are the maximum, so be mindful about the way the keywords you use and you want to choose and use. Third, add visuals. Choose a file, a PowerPoint, an image from this bank of images, an icon. And when you have the content, what next? Choose a template, a template that aligns with your topic or theme from a wide variety, as you can see here. And once you have your presentation ready, there are different options to present. Let me show and share how to do that. First, showing the speaker only, voila. Or you can show the speaker with the content on the side, or why not full content on the screen. And last but not least, why not sharing even the screen? That's it. So these are multiple options to share within your presentation. There they are. And last but not least, remember to save your presentation as we would do in any other program, right? We don't want to lose all the work done so far. Save it. And coming to an end, at Toastmasters, who wouldn't like to become a successful online speaker, creating a more human connection with the audience? The Toastmasters connection has a new face. Yours. So what are you waiting for to sign up and start?
Okay, Mar, sign me up today. This was amazing. I cannot wait to try this. I hope you are all reading in the chat, because her cohort from Digital Communicators, Jillian Saraceda, has been telling you how easy this is and eye-catching, and he's been supporting Mar this entire speech. So yay. Thank you, Mar. We appreciate you. Our next speaker is Michelle Valencia. She is the president of Toastmasters Without Borders. She is trained in international studies and information technology. Michelle has a unique background in communications and computer systems. Michelle will be presenting Canva. This is software with the never-ending possibilities for creating presentations, advertising, and Zoom backgrounds. Take it away, Michelle.
Thank you, Lois. And hello, everybody. Toastmasters International updated their brand manual in May. I will share the screen for you to see it here, but also paste the link in the chat so that you can have a look later. The brand manual is a very big document, but very useful if you want to create an official flyer. It has links to the logo, colors that you can use, fonts, and much, much more. But we want to look at Canva, right? From here, you can follow along. I'm going to go to canva.com. Canva is a simple to use website that allows you to create pretty much anything you want. If you have not signed up, you can create a free account. It's free, everybody. Let's have a look at a couple of examples of what we can do. If you want to improve your presentations for your speeches, it is conveniently called presentation. If you want to create a virtual background, videos or photos in Zoom, it is called Zoom Virtual Background. Let's say I want to create a cool social media post for my upcoming meeting. You have Instagram post or Twitter post and Facebook post. These will automatically give you the right size so that when you download your document at the end after you have finished, it will be the right size to upload into Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Let's make this cool social media post for Facebook for our upcoming meeting. On the left, in templates, there are thousands of different templates. As you scroll, it will keep loading more and more. So let's say I'm going to go with this one. I will make our theme for the meeting winter because it's already written there. I will click and drag the box down a little bit so that we can paste our Toastmasters logo at the top. That one I have to upload. So I'm going to click on Uploads on the left. Upload Media and Device will take you to your computer and you can upload anything that you want. I've already uploaded it for us. I'm going to click that and drag it to the top left or bottom right is recommended by the Toastmasters brand manual. I can put our club name here so that everybody knows where they're coming to. Down the bottom, maybe we're going to put the date, the time. Don't forget to put your country code so that people can convert the time. And the Zoom link. With the Zoom link, remember not to paste the Zoom link. Put an email that you can give people that personally. You can click and drag and it'll create lines based on what you want to align it to. From here, we want to put a photo. So we're going to go to photos and a wintry one is snowmen, right? Who doesn't want to build a snowman? I can click any photo. When I drag it, it'll pop into what you're hovering over. But I can double click it and drag it left or right as I like to fit where I want it to. Double click to click off again. And there it is. From here, you can publish to Facebook in the top right, or you can download and pretty much choose any file type that you want. So what from here? Toastmasters, go forth and use Canva to advertise your meetings, make better presentations, and more. Back to you, Lois.
Thank you, Michelle. You made it look so easy. And I use Canva and I absolutely love it. But I didn't know about the Zoom background, so now I've got to go in and play with some more. Thank you again. We appreciate you. Our next speaker, Ping Hendra, is a coach and copywriter for coaches. He is an ex-co of 3 Toastmaster clubs, founded 2 Toastmaster clubs, and sits on the board of many local and national organizations. Ping will be presenting the apps and processes he uses to create podcasts. Please help me welcome Ping.
That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Ping Hendra, and welcome to Network and Connect podcast.
Thank you very much, everybody. I would like to welcome you to podcasting. And I started podcasting in 22nd of September 2020, which is during the pandemic. So when you said that during the pandemic, the opportunity is limited, you are wrong. Opportunities are always there. It's up to you whether to grab it or not. And to date, I have recorded 30 episodes with all that statistics. So if you are interested, go ahead and screenshot this and listen to it later. Okay, so I want to share with you what I learned after recording 30 episodes and a lot of trial and error. When I first started with podcasting, I did a lot of research. How to do podcasts, what is the best equipment, how to do this, how to do that. And the more I research, the more confused I get. What's going on? Like, I thought this person said this person said that, but it's all over the place and it's confused and it makes me overwhelmed. And I'm sure some of you are overwhelmed as well. If you are, please raise your hand. And with that, I would like to simplify everything for you. Okay, there are only 2 types of podcasts out there in the world. Monologue podcast or dialogue podcast. A monologue podcast means you speak by yourself. A dialogue podcast means you invite someone over for a conversation or an interview. So that's it. If people always overcomplicate stuff, but it's actually only 2. Okay. And what about the tech? You might say, do you need all these fancy equipments? Do you need all these microphones? Do you need all this pop filter, all this stuff? And to you, I said, no, you don't need that. It's kind of like you want to start running. When you want to start running, you don't go buy expensive shoes. You start running first. Only after you enjoy that running activity, then you will purchase that shoes. So same thing with you on podcasting journey. Start your podcasting journey first. If you like it, if you think this is suitable for you, then purchase that equipment. When I first started, I only used this, which is my AirPods, and I use my Zoom-enabled laptop because it's pandemic, I cannot go anywhere. And of course, a nice cup of coffee, and that's it. And post-production is where everybody stopped podcasting because this is the bulk of podcast. Your interview, it's only, I would say, only 10%. Post-production is the next 80%. And the other 10% is distribution, which is easy. Post-production is where everybody stopped podcasting altogether because it's a little bit tedious. And this is the best. I've tested so many apps out there. This is the best. It's also available for Windows and Mac. So please screenshot this right now. If you want to go on your podcasting journey, this is the best. Okay. And because Audacity is difficult for me to explain in 4 minutes, this is the best tutorial out there. Please screenshot this as well so that you can watch later. This is the best of the best, and it will show you everything to get you started. And before on my first, I would say first 10, 15 episodes, it took me 5 hours to do a 1 hour show. It's just the counter in me wants to make sure that the is gone, to make sure that there's no pauses, to make sure if there's too many repeated words or if there's too many, delete it. And because of that, it takes a lot of time. After a while, once I get used to it, it just took me 3 hours for 1 episode. Okay, and this might seem overwhelming, but it's not. And that is the industry standard is 2 hours for 1. Okay, so I'm getting closer. Okay, and the name of the game when it comes to podcasting is consistency. Okay, consistency is always better than perfection. You can be consistent, but being perfect is just not possible because there are so many things you need to nitpick when it comes to podcasting. At the end of the day, you have to remember the one that judges your show is not you, it's your listener. Okay. And of course, when you start to listen to other podcasters out there, you start to listen to so many different genres and you say, oh my goodness, this person did this person did that. And because of that, you were overwhelmed. So many things like, wow, this person did this. This is amazing. Here I am, a beginner. I don't know if I can do it like that. And to me, my advice to you is don't compare your episode 1 to someone else's episode 100. They have done the work. They have experimented and it works for them in this format. For your case, instead, I want you to go back to their.
Oh my gosh, Ping, you were wonderful. You inspired me because podcasts scare me. And I love this picture that you have on the screen that we see this little boy. Oh yeah, you're right. Don't compare your first one to somebody's 100. So thank you. I am going to try it with what I have and make it simple. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our next speaker is Roxanne Hossain from Online Presenters. She is an emerging speaker who has embraced the new normal in which all presenters now find themselves. She has found innovative ways to be an out-of-the-box thinker while confined to the box. Slide deck stealing your spotlight. In this presentation, you will learn how to go from boring screen share to alluring screen flare in Zoom by turning your presentation into a dynamic virtual background using technology that you already have on your computer. Let's listen as Roxanne provides from boring screen share to alluring screen share. Roxanne?
How do you go from boring screen share to alluring screen flare? By adding movement to your content and making it your background. What's the difference? The spotlight stays on you. You can interact with your content. How cool is that? Just like in the movies, movement and scene changes will help keep your audience's attention, which in turn drives engagement and memorability. The biggest difference? Sizzle. Audiences learn more when they're having fun. Everything you just saw was done using software you already have. That was all done in PowerPoint. Here's how. First, you'll create your content in PowerPoint or Keynote for Mac users. Then, add some movement using animations, videos, and dynamic transitions. Once all your content is in, rehearse your slides to your speech to automate the timing. Next, save the automated show to a video format. If you prefer, you can display your video in a frame like this without a virtual camera. I'll show you how. Finally, add the final video to your Zoom virtual backgrounds, and that's it. It's actually that simple. Did you know PowerPoint could do all that? Here's the secret sauce. These 3 design features of PowerPoint will have you looking like the genius you are. Design ideas, morph transitions, and animations. All of the title slides of this presentation were created using design ideas. This feature is intuitive based on your content, be it text, images, objects, or media. Look at some of the suggestions that we get based on our text. When you're making a selection, go for movement. It brings your content to life. Those rotating graphics, not magic. Morph. Duplicate the slide with the elements you want to move. Shift those elements around to a different position on the second slide. Apply the morph transition to the second slide and voila. Yep, that easy. Animations can be used to add any number of dynamic effects to your text, shapes, or images. I used the transparency and the resize animations on that slide. After the design is complete, you're not fully automated until your background is timed perfectly to your message and hands-free. From slideshow, select rehearse timings. Start your presentation in full screen mode. Rehearse your script while advancing your slides, and once you get the timing right, save it. PowerPoint will now run your deck as a show. Now convert your show to video. Using the basic Save As command, select a video format. If you want your presentation to show in a window like this instead of full screen, start with a new blank PowerPoint file. Format the slide with an image that you'd like to use for your background. Add the video that you just created. Resize it, reposition it, put a nice frame around it, change the playback parameters to play automatically, then repeat the Save As video format with a new file name. Finally, to use your video as a virtual background in Zoom, go to your Zoom settings, backgrounds and filters, click on the plus sign, but instead of add image, you'll select add video. Use your Explorer to select your video and your video will appear in the window. And you're ready to go. In the attached handout, you will find this technique broken down into 3 simple steps for you. Now that you have a new bag of tricks, you can go forth and wow.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I told you you were in for some treats. Each one of these presentations is amazing. Take the time afterwards and watch them again. And yes, Roxanne, look at all these wows. They all agree with you. Great job. Thank you. Our last, but certainly not least, presenter is Vikas Jain. He is an award-winning international keynote speaker, creator of Vikas World Class Framework, author of 4 books, including Be World Class, and has delivered over 200 speeches for organizations including Yamaha, Intel, Dell, and more. Vikas will walk us through setting up audios and videos to deliver the world-class virtual presentations within your budget. Please welcome Vikas.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Vikas Jain, and world-class speakers are known for creating world-class experience through audios and videos. And today I'm going to share the same with you, that what are the world-class tools that you can use to improve your presentation. And I want you to focus the experience that you are going to get during this presentation. So I'm already pasting the code of the slide that I'm going to share so that you have all the information in the chat box and don't focus your time on writing down the notes. So let's get into this journey of experiencing what are the different tools and techniques available with us. And that starts with the basic thing. The most basic thing is this circle, where the expertise is at the core, which is wrapped into your delivery and which is created through a production value, the uses of audios and videos. But the interesting thing is that user experience you using that audio and video technology. So what are the audio and video technology available to us right now? The first and foremost is beginner level setup. What is a beginner level setup? You have your laptop, you use the built-in camera and built-in mic to experience the user. Now I'm quickly going to share with you that how you can do that. So right now my screen is going to come and you can see the camera quality. And if I also change the audio, I think some of you might be disappointed that, okay, the previous one was better. So right now you are experiencing me through the built-in camera of my laptop and the built-in mic. And you can share with your hearts and emoticons that which one is better. Now, let's bring up our game. To bring up our game, go to the next basic level, which is the basic studio setup, where I use the particular camera and mic as I'm going to share with you. And this is that basic camera. Now you are going to watch me through the basic camera, and you can use any good quality headphone to experience the same. So you are going to hear a different kind of voice, and you might be observing the slight change. Are you experiencing that? You can type in your chat box to share that. Are you getting what I'm going to create that experience with you? Let's bring up the game to the next level. And next level is where you change to the professional studio setup. So you use this particular Logitech camera and with Apple AirPods. Ping just talked about using these kind of devices. And the most professional setup, the premium setup, is using a webcam, using a DSLR camera. So we have all the professional cameraman, we have the DSLR camera, and now I'm going to switch my DSLR camera into a webcam facility. You are going to get this presentation. You can search if your camera, DSLR camera, is supporting webcam as a facility, and I'll be changing the audio to the mic, which you are seeing right here, which is ATR2100X. And you can see the experience difference that is being created. So now you have to decide that what is the kind of experience that you want to create for your users to create world-class presentations. There are many other devices which will be there as part of the presentation, but the focus is to get this basic summary. So you have a beginner level setup, which is built-in camera and built-in microphone, a basic setup with Logitech C310 type of camera, with good quality earphone headphones, a professional studio setup with Logitech C920 with Apple AirPods, and an advanced setup through which you are experiencing me right now. What's more, all the information which I am sharing with you is already shared in that presentation, but there are three core things which can change your game. First key point, your quality of audio is more important than video. Second, your quality of video is going to change the experience for the chroma, the green screen that we use. And third, the most important one, people who tend to use this high resolution camera, remember your wrinkles will also be visible. So just be aware about that fact. I'm going to share my contact details in the chat box so that you can contact me for any presentation or any question that you might have. But my basic information to you is that you have a gift. Just wrap it in a beautiful audio and visual and go for your dreams and change the world. Back to Louis.
Wow, I was so busy taking notes here. Hold on one second. I still have a couple more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We could see the difference. That was a really powerful presentation. So Marianne, what did you think? Weren't they all fabulous? I know I was taking even more notes so I can start learning some of this incredible technology tomorrow. Thank you to all of our presenters. Let's throw some hearts on the screen. Let them know how much we appreciated them. Let me see those hearts. They're starting to come up. I see a couple. I'm seeing them. I'm putting my own up here. Yes, you guys were absolutely incredible. Mary.